Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Natalia's favorite podcast, Luke's favorite wrestler, Natalia. Welcome to Off the Top, the boat. We are here with the ravishing Jacob Bradley and the former or current, I can't keep track, Luke Continental Champion, Mr. Luke Rosenthal.
That's right here.
But Bradley is in possession, I guess, of the asbestos belt that will be getting some modifications in the offseason.
It's all over my room.
Anyways,
little pieces. It's all over.
Got some
poor Clyde,
more flakes than Bradley when he had dandruff in second grade.
That's a lie. Actually, no, that might not be a lie. I might have had dandruff. I used Head and Shoulders for a minute.
Okay.
You ever do those lice checks?
Yeah,
but came around and dug in your scalp.
No, you see, so when I grew up, my dad used to just buzz my hair, so it was like super low. So they'd call everybody in for the lice checks, and everybody would be like digging, and they'd take me and they'd just go, shoop. All right, you don't have lice. Get out of here. Yep. So my lice checks were 10 second stops.
Yep. What an interesting start.
Gentlemen, how are we doing on this fine? What is it? Wednesday, Thursday, Tuesday?
Every day.
Wednesday.
Every time.
Tuesday.
Yeah, every time.
Every day.
Come Tuesday.
Come Tuesday.
Yep. It's one of the days.
Oh yeah.
How are we doing?
How are we doing, Jake? We'll kick it off for you.
Start off with me. I'm doing good. You know, we got NXT tonight. Dirty Dom. Italics. Why are they're doing that? Like, we'll talk about it in a minute, but the crazy prefixes to names. But
Big Bronson Reed.
Bronson Reed is crazy. But yeah,
outrageous.
Yeah, but no, I'm doing all right. How is Luke Rosenthal doing?
Doing pretty good. Can't complain. Got vacation coming up in about 9 days, right, or so. So I'm looking forward to that. Virginia Beach.
My mom was just there.
Really?
Yeah, I got family down there. Are you? Were you like you're staying in a house or something?
Yeah, one of my buddies, his family lives down there, so he has a little lake house, I guess a beach house, right?
There you
go. So yeah. But I'm ready to get into it because it's a great wrestling's on fire right now, fellas. It's a good time to be alive.
Been some wrestling for sure.
Good time to be alive.
Yeah.
Shetler was there live.
I was gonna talk. I was. I missed last week, but I guess I'll do a little experience of Raw. So we'll start off. I took Tammy for the first time ever.
Oh boy.
She's never seen a lick of wrestling. She tagged because I went with my bees because they texted me like the night before. They're like, "Hey, you want to go to Monday Night Raw?" I was like, I don't know, like I probably can't. I got the lady over. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna ask her. Why not? So I asked her, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm down." And she had a blast. So it was a really fun time. She got a pretzel right when Seth Rollins was coming. I got ants in my pants. I'm like, I need to leave. I was like, are you kidding me? I gotta go. But I stayed, and it was all right because he was in the main event, so it was all right. For the shitty seats we had, it was really good. Like you could see everything, and then you could watch on the screen like it was just a regular old episode too. Really different. Like I hadn't been to a live wrestling event since like 2012, one of the SmackDown like Christmas episodes. So I was a kid. No. I went like when I was like 15, front row. It was pretty cool. But it was pretty cool. Like seeing like it was at an angle. It was at an angle that I was never at before. So like you saw like the ins and outs and like there was like a red carpet, like Maxine Dupree's graduation thing. So it was cool like seeing them roll out the carpets.
That's awesome.
And, like you could tell when they were going into commercials. Like it was really weird. Like the little watermark on the screen that said like Raw would come off, and then you would see them like half-assing whatever they were doing, just trying to bite time. And like I saw like, you know how theme songs will go, they'll kick, and then they'll go in a commercial, and then the theme song will still be playing. That doesn't actually happen.
Yeah.
Like the theme song, like Finn Balor came out to kick off Raw, went to commercial, his theme song stopped. He was like just walking around the ring, just like pointing at people and chirping, and then he came back his normal spot. The ref kind of like set him up like right where he was at before the commercial kicked off, and then his theme song went right back up, and then he was like, "Oh, I never left this."
Did
like
you get
it's
the
kind of cool to see like
cam?
behind the scenes
DX
how it
suck it
kind of
cam, the John Cena cam.
We didn't get the suck it cam. We had a Shanky dance cam.
Oh, I was gonna say no way.
Like a dance cam or something.
That's awesome.
No, I titled it the Shanky dance cam, but it was just like a Raw dance off or whatever. I was too far away, but I was busting out all the moves. I was shaking it like Ice Spice. I'm not gonna lie, but they never really put me on camera. But
Get this man on
But
camera.
no, Tammy had a blast. My buddies had a blast. It was a fun time.
Yeah.
I think the highlight was Maxine Dupree's graduation when Valhalla was stinking up the place. So it was great.
Yeah, well, how smelly was it when she came out?
I was at possibly the highest point in that arena, and I still got a whiff of Valhalla. So I mean, it's quite the stench. But it's all right. It was a fun time. Main event was electric. It was it was KO and Sammy versus who was it? Oh, KO, Sammy, and Drew, maybe?
Was it Drew or Cody? I think it was one of the two.
It was just KO and Sammy versus the Judgment Day or something. I don't know, something. Or Dirty Dom got stunner and he sold it probably the best since Theory at Mania, like you were saying, Luke. It was a fun time. I definitely got to go again. Royal Rumble's in Philly.
Royal Rumble and
go ahead.
And WrestleMania
in
Philly?
I think Mania's in Philly. I don't know where the Rumble is. I don't know if that's in Philly.
I thought it was Rumble in Philly. No, Mania in Philly.
I don't know where the Rumble is. Rumble is it also in Philly?
Yes.
I don't know if they announced it yet.
So I thought it was in Philly because when I looked them up, it both said Lincoln Field or Lincoln Arena, whatever the one in Philly is. And then I just looked up the Royal Rumble a couple days ago because I was like, "There's no way it's in Philly." So Royal Rumble's somewhere in Florida this year. I guess
that makes sense.
So they changed it. So
that does make sense. Can I ask you though?
But what were you gonna ask, Luke?
How
is that
when I went probably about a month and a half ago now? I thought the MVP of the entire show was Samantha Irvin on the mic because even when you went into commercial, for some reason, she would just be singing along to whatever song they were playing and I don't know why.
She's great.
She was great for you too, right?
She's really, really good. There was they did poster cam and they just read off people's posters and she's just got no off switch. It's just 100% the whole time. But yeah, she was really solid.
Wow.
I'll tell you, the most over people, Rollins was crazy. Yeah. The song, I mean, it was crazy. We started a Tiny Balls chant for The Miz. Nice. It was great. Our section started. That was pretty cool. And then there was a segment where LA Knight popped up during commercial, and the crowd just went absolutely.
Wow, that's crazy.
He wasn't even on there, and it was just probably the biggest pop of the night just seeing him on the screen. So. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Ricochet did the top rope thingy.
Oh yeah, cool. I forgot about that.
That was cool. The Ricochet.
Oh yeah.
How was the reaction for Logan Paul?
Cool.
Did he get booed like crazy?
Yeah, I think our section cheered him. I didn't tell Tammy because I know Tammy knows Logan Paul, and she's like, I was like, "You ready to see Logan Paul?" She's like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "Logan Paul's here?" I was like, "Yep." But no, that was a fun time overall. I'd give it a solid 8.74 out of 10. Yeah. I think if we were a little closer, it would have been better. But no, it was a good time.
Did Tammy retain? Did she take away anything? Did she say somebody what was her opinion? I know she said it was great. Did she like?
So I was kind of
or what? Or was she just there?
Yeah, you
did I break up a little bit?
Just
oh, sorry about that. Yeah, but, I was just gonna say. Did you get the gist of it for the most part?
Yeah, so you were chopping out a little bit between that. Yeah, I was kind of telling her the ins and outs as they were happening, and she thought it was cool.
That's cool.
She thought all the bumps and stuff. She was hemming and hawing. I kind of told her she knew it was fake. I told her the art of it.
She's not a mark.
She comprehended it a little bit. Cody cut a really she's a mark. No, I'm kidding. She cut Cody cut a really elegant promo, a convincing, it was a very well spoken. She looked over, she's like, I could get behind this. She was he's really
Cody
well
Rhodes
spoken.
fan.
I was like, yeah, I know.
You should show her his AEW stuff.
Cody gal.
Show her some of that. Show her how he saved racism that one time.
I know. Oh yeah.
Man.
But and then the pyro she loved, the whole Cody's when he does the whoa and the Drew the sword and all that shit she loved. I don't think she really knew what was going on as much as I was explaining it to her, but she had a good time.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was fun.
That's great.
Glad she was a good sport about it.
No, I really like new people that have nothing to do with wrestling. I've never watched it, actually going in to watch it for the first time. It is pretty cool, and this is a great, I guess, era to start.
You don't know what to expect. Yeah.
I'll tell you this, right? So one of I guess a little bit of a similar. So my mom doesn't this is my second mention of my mom on the podcast, but she she's not a wrestling fan. My dad likes it because I like it. My brother fell out of it, but But I remember it was the first WrestleMania that they were back with a crowd, so it was like in the big Tampa stadium with like half capacity. And it was raining like crazy and all that. And my mom watched the first 3 matches of the night, and it was Drew McIntyre and Lashley for the belt, and
Bobby.
Yeah, and I remember like her kind of being a little interested in that just because there were a couple big guys. She was the one that actually pointed out that his wiener hit the top rope on that flip. I don't know if you remember that, but he did a flip over the top rope, and his wiener, you could see it hit the top rope. They showed like a slow motion replay of it. You could see it like hit the rope as he's flipping. But so you had that. She pointed that out. But then the second match was some crappy like women's gauntlet tag team match, and I remember.
Is that the one where Mandy Rose
she
slipped?
Fell. She slipped, and I think the final 2 were Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan against Nia Jax and was it Tamina or was it Baszler?
It was one Italian Tamina.
The Italian Tamina, that's right. Yeah, because because those 2 were in the ring, and they had just made a little run, and then then Natalya and Tamina came down. I remember my mom making a comment about how the 2 girls were going to squish Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott because they were so small. But, long story short, the match that she liked the most was Cesaro and Seth Rollins. I remember being super into it. That was a banger
match.
And because of that, I was into it a lot more, too, because she didn't know who either guy was, but she just thought it was awesome.
Did she happen to catch the Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton match?
No, that was the next day. She watched those 3 matches, and that was it. That match sucked.
One of the first matches that around the same time, I think, because that was WrestleMania 37. So
it was the next night.
So my sophomore year of college, that's right around the time I was introducing my friends to wrestling. And it's probably like the 3rd or 4th match that I had them watch was Bray Wyatt versus John Cena in the Firefly Funhouse match.
Ooh.
And quite the time. We all good there, shit?
Yeah, I was having some little technical difficulties, but I think it was due with my Wi-Fi, so we're all good.
Okay, yeah.
Bradley was glitching out every 2 seconds. I heard just
Can you see him, Jay?
Cut it out real quick.
I can't see him, but it's okay because I can throw up that picture of you as long as we get your audio. That's all that matters.
Okay, that's fine. That's
you know
all
what?
Right. I can take my pants off now.
Yeah, you can. Now this is completely off topic, but we have now recorded this is technically episode 5. But this is probably maybe the 8th or 9th time that we've all sat down to do a podcast. So what I could have probably done was downloaded the audio files and just put pictures of us over there instead.
Put funny,
I probably could have done that, and instead I just said, well, no podcast, so I'll be a son of a bitch.
Listen, we're doing the best we can. A lot of technical difficulties on our end, but nonetheless,
we're just kids. We're just
slightly older kids.
But yeah, Shet, that's awesome though about Raw. Now I feel like I'm out of a club here about 2 guys that have been to Raw and I have not. The last live event I did go to though was in Syracuse, and it was Roman Reigns was there. It was a stacked card. It was like Reigns and the Bloodline against McIntyre and I don't know somebody.
Nice.
But that was pretty sweet.
Oh,
yeah, it was a good. It was like 2020, 2021, something like that.
Yeah, no, I regret not going to SmackDown in Madison Square Garden a few weeks ago. It just came up too quickly, and that was a tribal court.
Yeah, you saw Bray Wyatt's last ever match.
Yeah, that was really random. Yeah, it was a live event. I think in December of last year, and it was Bray Wyatt versus Jinder Mahal in his first match back.
That's
and
crazy.
I was the only person in the entire arena to be rooting for Jinder Mahal, and it was a complete squash.
Yeah, of course you were.
But don't worry, because Indus Share is coming, even though they've already debuted.
They've already came.
Dude, it's such a joke. It's such a joke.
Yeah.
Were they even featured on Raw this past week?
Who cares? Who gives a fuck?
I don't think they were.
Nope.
I do not.
They are not scary. I'm not. I know it's wrestling, and I like to suspend my disbelief a lot. But they do not strike me as 2 guys that are scary. They just look they look nice.
No.
Yeah.
They look like 2 nice guys.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Weird.
But
what do you got, Shet?
You go, or I was gonna go. Yeah. So I don't know. For the next 30, we could just review don't have to go bit by bit, but the past couple of weeks in wrestling, take some, just an analysis of what we're rocking with, what we're not rocking with, and just a general. So I don't know. We could do like praise the week. We'll just talk about what we like and we don't like. But yeah, we'll just chat it up.
As Jared
But
Wakefield would say.
we'll throw it off to yeah. Gotta get Mr. Wakefield.
No, I'm kidding.
But Luke, Mr. Luke, what we thinking about this week in wrestling and the past weeks in wrestling?
I guess we could
wrestling history since Hornswoggle debut.
Oh, since Hornswoggle. Okay. I didn't know we were going back that far.
No, I'm not
going back that far.
No, I guess we could kind of give a little recap of this past Raw because this Raw was a banger of an episode. Did you guys both catch it? I don't know.
I watched the middle.
The middle. Okay.
Probably from 9:45 on. I watched.
So I don't watch them. I don't watch them live
Yep.
really anymore. But I watch them on like the reaction videos on TikTok of other people reacting to it. So
that one guy.
Yeah, that one guy.
Dude. Yeah,
that one guy. That's literally how I've been watching wrestling
one
for
dude.
the past few weeks. So Raw. Let's see with the review here. We had Matt Riddle versus Gunther. They absolutely killed each other, and Gunther cut an unbelievable promo. Really good promo. Great heel work from him. It's looking like we're gonna be getting him versus Drew McIntyre at SummerSlam. Although Drew McIntyre was not on this Raw this past week, which is a little weird.
They're doing a face-to-face next week,
okay,
I believe.
That makes sense.
I think was advertised.
We spoke last week.
So that'll be.
We spoke last week about the possibility of Drew McIntyre taking the belt off Gunther, and how we could see it happening. I don't know. I don't think they should cut his run short. I think they need to give him this longest Intercontinental Championship run because I still think he's like 50 or so days away. And the heel work from him.
Man.
It's happening. Drew's taking that title off of Gunther, but not at SummerSlam. I don't think. I think if they make it to the next pay-per-view after SummerSlam, Gunther passes Honky Tonk Man. So if they keep Drew strong and have him like a wonky finish with, I don't know, Sheamus or something. I don't know. Somebody comes out and then Drew wins. I don't want to see Sheamus win I'd rather see Drew win the title, to be quite honest with you. But I mean, on either way, that belt needs to come off of Gunther after he passes it, and I think it's time for Gunther to win the Royal Rumble. Yeah. I think that's what the plan is this year. I really do. I think he's winning the Rumble.
Yeah.
I'm in agreement there, but like if you do take the title off of Gunther at SummerSlam, put it on Drew, like what is there for Gunther to do between now and the Royal Rumble? I'm not like maybe you could have him feud with Seth Rollins if Seth Rollins beats Finn Balor at SummerSlam, which I guess we'll get to that in a little bit. But I don't know if there's many opponents for him to face without that title at least. So I don't know how I feel about it, but I'm loving me some Gunther. And
have him face the Judgment Day for a while.
Yeah,
that could be interesting.
Imperium and the Judgment Day for like the Wyatts and the Shield.
That could be really interesting. I think he would be a good face. I think the crowd would get behind him.
I think that's the plan. I feel like that's the plan eventually. Is he's going to be a babyface?
I wouldn't.
It seems like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eventually. Yeah. I don't know. I could see them. Putting him in the main event scene, but I could also not. I could also see it going south. So I don't know. Time will tell. But I think he is probably top 3 to win the Rumble this year. I also think Cody is in the running for just back-to-back. They just make him win the Rumble again, and then that's how repeat. I could totally see him back-to-back Rumbles, and then this time I'm actually going to fall. I could see that. I think it's Gunther or Cody. I really don't know.
He'll come in from number 1 instead of 30 this time. And I'll win it from 1.
Probably like last time I came from 30.
That was so late. Why announce that he's going to come back in the first place? Like, at least make it a little bit of a surprise.
I don't know. And then
because they had Booker T.
Yeah. And then at 30, it was just kind of.
He was the surprise.
Booker. I don't know. Luke, you were salty the entire.
Yeah, you wanted Matt Cardona.
There was no surprises.
Well, our only surprise we got the whole entire night, and forgive me if I'm wrong and just forgetting stuff, but
Booker
was
T.
Nia Jax at number 30.
No, your girlfriend came back, the new tag champ.
Oh, Chelsea Green.
Chelsea Green.
Kelly was in it, wasn't she?
Was she?
Probably.
She's been in every Rumble.
The head scissors, maybe?
She just comes back.
Is she pregnant?
I think she is. Yeah.
Oh,
She's
wow.
pregnant. So is Carmella.
Yeah, I knew Carmella was.
So is
And Alexa Bliss. Natalia's pregnant?
Natalia's also
Really?
pregnant. No, I completely made that up. No, I just made it up.
Really?
She literally wrestled like 2 weeks.
Alexa Bliss is pregnant.
she is,
pregnant. Yeah.
Shanky got
That
pregnant.
makes
on
sense.
television too.
So
What a giant baby
long
that'll
paternity
be.
leave. Yeah.
With baby into Sheer. Yep.
Baby
That's
Veer.
what they're naming him.
Baby Veer is coming.
Yep.
Yeah.
Baby Veer. Yep.
So going through the rest of Raw, we had the women's.
We gotta
tag
talk about
belt.
the Viking rules.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to it. Okay, I didn't know the time.
That's next after this. I'm just going through the order on this website. 411mania.com, by the way. Shout out.
Ooh.
So we had the women's tag belt, Raquel and Liv Morgan versus Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green. But before we had that, we had a backstage promo with Liv Morgan and Raquel Gonzalez, and Mommy Rhea Ripley. She interrupted it, and it looked like for a second that we were setting up a feud between Raquel and Rhea Ripley. Maybe that's a SummerSlam match. But then later on in the show, Liv Morgan attacked Rhea Ripley in the main event. So maybe we're getting a triple threat between those three. Although I heard Liv Morgan just got hurt in last night's Raw. I'm not sure the extent of that injury. I did see that.
Really?
But nonetheless, we have new women's tag team champions, Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green. And as much of a mishmash like tag team that this was when they first debuted, because it was originally supposed to be Carmella and Chelsea Green, which just on their personalities, I thought that worked out better. I thought they turned this into a pretty solid unit that they got there. Also, Sonya Deville's Shining Wizard is a beautiful thing, and that's an awesome finisher.
Yeah, who's is it Tegan Knox does one too?
Yeah.
And that's like her whole gimmick?
I thought her whole gimmick was she has crazy hair.
Possibly.
I don't know.
And I thought think in NXT, her whole thing was just a Shining Wizard. She should pick a new move now because Sonya Deville does it a million times better than her.
Did AJ Lee also have a Shining Wizard?
Do you know Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green?
Sorry, Shet.
Did she? I don't know. I was just gonna say, Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville have been like real life best friends for like 10 years. By the way,
no, not over Mandy Rose.
Yep, they're like best friends.
No way. I'm calling bluff, man. There ain't no way.
But yeah, they're besties.
Nah, but they weren't besties. Fire and Desire, man.
Yeah,
come on,
Fire and Desire.
No.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I like that Sonya Deville's getting her.
So now it's gonna be Cardi B and Nicki.
Cardi B and Nicki Minaj.
SummerSlam is Chelsea and Sonya versus Cardi B and Nicki Minaj.
That sounds horrible.
Wow. That's the main event right there.
I think Cardi B did say that she wanted to be in WWE at some point.
Remember when she was on? She got name dropped on an episode of Raw one time, and somebody tweeted her out. It was like you just got name dropped on Raw, and she responded. She was like, "Yeah, I like that. That was Trish Stratus and Melina." And then it was like, "Whoa, you actually watch wrestling? What do you think about Seth Rollins?" She was like, "I don't know what the fuck that is."
Nice.
It was really good. She was like, "I don't know what that is." She just did Melina.
Cardi B, man. We'll probably end up seeing her in WWE at some point.
Yeah. She's got a song in the new game.
Probably.
One of her songs is in the new game. Or is it Doja Cat?
Yeah.
It might be Doja Cat.
I think it is. I think it's Doja Cat.
Okay. One was Up and It's Up and It's Up and It's Stuck. When was that one?
Oh, maybe that's in it too.
That was in a game and it was a theme song or something.
I think that's in NBA 2K.
Who knows?
Oh, is it? Okay.
I think. I'm not sure. Not 100% sure. Moving on to what should have been the main event, we had the Viking. What was it called? The stipulation.
The Viking Rules match.
Viking Rules match between the Viking Raiders and Alpha Academy.
Did you guys hear Titus O'Neil on commentary when they were stood on the boat? I wrote it down word for word what he said.
It was great.
He said, and I quote.
What did he say?
Corey Graves asked him his thoughts on Valhalla, and how she worships all these gods, and he said. And I quote, "I mean, this woman has about 107 gods that she serves, but they ain't out here talking to Odin. I only know one God, Jesus Christ. That's all I got. Maybe she serves him too. I don't know. But whatever she's serving, she got these guys ready for tonight. And I hope that the Alpha Academy can bring their A game because these guys are scary, they stink, they musty."
Dude, he's the best. He's so good.
He needs to replace Kevin Patrick. He needs to replace Kevin Patrick.
He does. Call the police.
Put him as a.
Anyways, Otis is the MVP.
That whole team's the MVP, man. They rule.
Otis is the MVP.
They're the
by
best
far.
thing in wrestling.
But
man.
yeah, no, it's great. Did you see Otis though? Otis. That was possibly his strongest performance I've ever seen. Like he was just, he was
awesome.
on fire. Like that man moved.
He was making me laugh. Like
great.
I'll tell you what, it sucks they lost. But I was sat here in my bed watching it. It was like the only thing I watched on Raw. I think I watched that, and then I don't know. So I'm sure more will come to me as you continue to go off the card. But I was sat in my bed just giggling because it was really funny, man. Like Otis and Maxine and everything, and I love. Yeah. She does like what she do a crossbody last night. Then gets up and does the pose and the crowd chants along. It's so good, man.
She took a table bump.
She took a crazy table bump from Smelly.
I was like,
So what was it?
Valhalla gave her the stinky bomb.
Stink face.
The stinky bomb.
Was it
the stinky bomb?
Was it a 6-person tag or was it regular tag?
I think it was a tornado tag.
No, they were just like in and out of the ring.
It was great though. I thought it was so much fun.
Yeah, but the women weren't involved. They were just kind of bouncing in and out.
Did they ever say that?
I don't know. It might have been a 6.
Have they ever said that? That's who that is?
No.
So we're just supposed to think that this is just some random woman?
Nope.
It's Valhalla. Come on, man.
Sounds like she was like, wasn't she like a tag champ for a while? Like she's a legit wrestler, and she does 2 moves. Wasn't she? Her and Liv Morgan with something in the Riot Squad.
Yeah, that faction sucked.
No,
they never won anything.
Touched a title. She only,
I can't remember the back.
She got released, right? She was one of those got released.
2020 releases, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, the COVID ones.
She was a budget cut along with. Yeah, she was a budget cut along with Ruby Riot and maybe Liv Morgan was the only one to stay.
That I don't know which Viking Raider it is, but they're married, aren't they? Valhalla.
Yeah, I think it's the bald.
Yeah,
Viking bald.
The bald one and her. Viking bald. I think that's.
You ever see? That's how people will refer to FTR and AEW as FTR bald and FTR hair. That's how I refer to the Viking Raiders as Viking Raider bald and Viking Raider hair.
That's funny.
Because their names are Eric and something.
Dude.
Eric and Hansen or whatever.
Eric and Hansen.
Hansen and Rowe. I know them as those guys. I think she's married to Rowe.
Chris Hansen.
Chris Hansen.
Yeah. Chris Hansen.
And that's the guy.
So what are you doing?
What are you doing here?
Just thinking
Mind if I have a slice of that pizza? You hungry? Yeah, Titus O'Neil's the best though. That whole thing ruled. I watched that, and I think I then saw that the main event of Raw was another Judgment Day match, and I said, I think I'm done here again. What happened after this though? There was some other shit, right? Because I definitely watched some more.
I'll tell you. They've been recycling Sammy and KO in the main event, just throwing them in a random mishmash tag team. But this one was exciting. I did like the main event. It was the finish was cool. It was fast paced. Owens is just he hit a frog splash from the apron, and it just sounded stiff. Like it was just splat onto the ground. I don't know if you caught the main event, but it was spicy. It was really spicy. Also, I feel bad for KO because KO's getting overshadowed every week. He had the hot tag at the end of the match, like when everybody's split. Yeah. No, like his hot tag was like it should have been Sammy, but like his hot tag was like woo, and then like he had to do like a pump up the crowd to get like any reaction. A hot tag they freak out. I heard minimal noise. I was like, poor dude. Like he's turning on.
I think he has
Sammy
the better
eventually.
gimmick too. This freak out gimmick that he's got going on right now.
It's all because of Ezekiel. It's all his fault,
dude. Fucking Ezekiel, that was awesome.
That
was so good.
That was good, dude. I thought it was LA Knight initially.
They should have never got rid of him.
When he walked out, he looked like LA Knight. Got rid of him.
They should have never got rid of Ezekiel.
He's still there
in the Rumble. We need
Elias.
Him in the Rumble.
Where's Elias?
Well, no, but Elias is just in catering.
What show is
right
he
now.
on? Is he on Raw or SmackDown?
He's on lunch table in the back.
He got his gimmicks.
He's on Level Up.
Taken by Rick Boogs.
Yeah.
He did. Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
Those two.
Oh, the one thing.
Why were they a team?
I think they kind of were, and they were there was some animosity between those two because they both like singing and playing guitar. Yeah.
There's only room for one of us here in the WWE.
We can't both do it. No,
that's crazy.
The thing with KO and Sammy, I wish they were part of this Alpha Academy Viking Raiders universe because I think that would be really entertaining. With just Kevin Owens in general is entertaining by himself, but you put him with Alpha Academy. Honestly, Viking Raiders could fuck off. It's just Alpha Academy that I want to see. I think that would be so entertaining, but they're in this Judgment Day.
They're next in line, man.
They have to be.
I think they're next in line. Yeah, the Viking Raiders.
Yeah,
I think
who do we think are actually dethroning KO and Sammy? Who do we think?
I don't know. Who's on?
I could see it being a minuscule. Tag team via KO turning
it's
on
Ginger's boys.
Like a
it's gonna be Ginger's boys.
Turn.
I think it might be.
I think it's gonna be Ginger's boys.
Interesting.
It would surprise me.
Yeah.
What?
Heel Street Profits with Bobby Lashley.
With Bobby Lashley.
What about
Yeah.
Well, one of the dudes busted their shoulder up recently, right? One of the pretty boys, pretty deadlies.
Yeah, because Ridge Holland injured him. Dude, what is good with this guy?
Ridge Holland, man, he's taking everything good about
everything
out of there.
Dude, he sucks. I haven't heard him. You want to talk about Baldy not speaking at all? When has Ridge Holland ever spoken other than that WrestleMania promo that they did where they were shaving his chest? When have you ever heard him speak at all?
Ridge Holland sucks. He's terrible.
Riding on Sheamus.
Ridge the Fridge.
Well, I thought Pretty Deadly might have been next in line.
Well, they're out now. The more handsome one's out.
Sorry if there's
for a while.
Rough.
The blonde one.
There's now a random dog on the screen, so I had to. He was whining outside my house.
Alpha Academy.
You got a candy
Survivor
off for my dog.
Series, Pretty Deadly Alpha Academy.
What about the boys?
Ooh.
What about Marseille and Mansois? Where are they at?
They're done. Their gimmick's killed.
No thanks.
I'm okay.
They were great, man. They got Max Dupree into LA Knight. They're their whole reason for this entire LA Knight thing. That's silent.
Can you guys see me anymore?
No, we haven't seen you.
No, I cannot see you.
Black screen.
It's okay though. It's fine.
Okay.
If you can't, as long as you can hear us, that's all that matters because it's still recording and we're rocking and rolling.
Can I talk about real quick?
That's all right.
My favorite part of this Raw, and this is I'm being so genuine.
How have we not talked about it yet?
Wait, what? I forgot what
I said. How have we not talked? Oh, is it fake Bronson Reed?
No, absolutely not. It's Ronda and Shayna. I love it. I'm really into this feud. I'm really into this feud.
Yeah.
But I think Ronda coming off, she's supposed to be the baby face of this whole thing. But Shayna getting all of the spotlight and Shayna getting all of the crowd reaction, I think is a really good thing. I wouldn't mind a babyface Shayna run. I would not mind that at all.
Yeah. She seems very nice. I think I've always said that. She seems like a nice person.
Yeah. Ronda sucks, by the way.
Last night was her best promo. Last night was her best promo. She was cutting.
Yeah.
She didn't know. The wording was good. Like her script or whatever was good.
Yeah,
she just
the
doesn't know how to cut one. She was like speed running through her promo, and the delivery was awful. Like as she got the crowd to react, she delivered her next line.
Yeah.
I'm like,
she cuts her best promos on Twitch.
The gripe with Ronda Rousey is, the gripe with Ronda Rousey is she has a personality. If you see her on any like media or anything other than WWE, she's a funny person. WWE is just not a fit for her. She just doesn't know how to cut a promo.
My favorite part of the night was also from that Shayna Baszler promo because I did see this, and she was stood in the crowd after she still had her mouth guard in, and she was like around a group of guys. There was like a weird camera angle. It almost looked like something from way like it wasn't supposed to be cut to, and she just stood there and looked sad and just went, yeah, and with the mouth guard in. And I was like, yeah, come on, Shayna. I see her, though, because, I don't know, I follow the up, up, down, down stuff on Twitter and Instagram. I think it's Instagram. And they always post, like, when something new is dropped. And she's doing something, My Career or a GM mode or something, where she's like, the main person doing it. And it's just funny to see somebody who's, like, meant to be this killer sat there playing video games. And her character's getting attacked by, like, I don't know, Shotzi or some shit. And she's like, oh, come on, guys. This isn't fair.
What the heck? What the heck, guys?
Speaking of Shotzi, you guys see that? That was awesome. That was sweet. Yeah, that promo was dope, man. That was actually pretty sick.
She balled. I'm glad they're doing something with her.
She ricocheted herself.
You hear the reason why? It's pretty nice. I guess her sister's got cancer.
Her sister's got.
That's cool though. I like that she's.
Did you hear?
What were we gonna say, Shet?
Did They got hurt like really bad.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh yeah, she hurt her knee. Is she out, or is she just
At a
like,
house show?
I think she's gonna be all right. I don't think she'll probably.
I don't know.
Yeah,
they threw up.
Yep.
They threw up the X.
Son of a bitch. So who's Shotzi gonna fight now?
Yeah.
Io Sky?
Maybe.
Dakota Kai or Io
Dakota's
Sky.
out too. Yeah, Dakota hurt her knee, so now it's just Io Sky.
Mm-hmm.
I saw
good,
them when Bailey posted something on Twitter or whatever, and Io Sky replied with like the heart or whatever, and I was like, you're a liar. You don't care. You're happy she's gone.
Mm-hmm.
You should be happy she's gone.
You get your singles run.
Finally get that singles run from Io Sky. Luke was sat there going, "Oh, please be a tear. Please be a tear. Please be a tear."
Yeah, we need more.
But yeah, that Shotzi thing was pretty sweet.
Shotzi is cool.
She's cool.
I mean, her character's definitely gimmicky and not for everybody, but I like a more, I guess, horror movie type vibe from her, if that makes sense.
Yeah, she came across like they've tried crazy with like 12 different women over the last like
Nikki
3
Cross,
years.
Zero
Nikki Cross,
Action
Alexa
yesterday.
Bliss, Liv Morgan. So many people have tried to be crazy. Shotzi's like when she was stood there, I don't remember what she screamed, but she screamed. I was like, "Whoa, that's it. There's your crazy person right there."
That is the one.
Yeah, that was awesome.
So I guess
that's good shit.
The last.
We doing a draft? We got more to talk about.
I had one more thing to talk about.
Okay.
From Raw.
Yeah, we'll do a final wrap up.
The Finn Balor and Seth Rollins backstage segment promo thing was unbelievably good, and I had a theory that the only reason we had have you seen it, Jake? Did you see it?
No, I didn't see this.
Did you see it either? So
I missed it as well.
Basically, Finn Balor, or no, Seth Rollins is supposed to be doing a backstage promo segment with Byron. Why can't I remember his last name? Byron Saxton. He's supposed to do a backstage promo thing with him. Finn Balor interrupts it and tells Byron to scram. And they have a very, very serious just sit-down talk with one another. Finn Balor says, "I'm not just coming for the title. I'm coming to injure you. I'm coming to end your career, cut your career short exactly like you did to me at SummerSlam a few years ago." And he's not going to stop. He's not going to be satisfied until he wins that championship belt. So every time, if he keeps on losing, he's going to be next in line to try again, all this other stuff. It was very, very serious. It's very cool. I highly recommend it. I think it's probably the best promo that Finn Balor's ever had so far on the main roster. I think they did that this week, and they had to do it backstage because this is what they were supposed to do a few weeks ago when Finn Balor was trying to cut a really serious promo and the whole crowd was singing right over him. I think they had to do it backstage so that they couldn't get any crowd reaction and stuff, and it worked. It was to perfection, and it might be my favorite feud right now in the WWE. To be honest, I'm really excited for that match. Yeah,
I got a question, Luke or Bradley, plural. Do we think we're getting Demon, and what do you think the Damian Priest shenanigans are? Do you think they're going to pull the trigger this quick on SummerSlam, or you think they're going to let that briefcase
I have
marinate?
a theory that Balor wins at SummerSlam and then Priest cashes in immediately.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Immediately after, or does Priest cash in?
No, I think it's got to be Balor wins it and then holds the belt for less time than he did when Rollins injured him.
So it's like a double short title reign. It's
maybe a minute. Yeah, it's
for Balor.
It's a minute. Or like maybe Balor, I don't know. I mean, I personally, I like, I don't know. It's this feud. It's not really for me. Not really. No, I mean, I'm not super into Seth Rollins or Finn Balor right now. I don't know. I think I like Finn Balor a little bit more than Seth Rollins right now. Not a big fan of Seth Rollins. I think is what I'm coming to in my life. I just don't really like the guy.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he's a nice guy. But he doesn't really his gimmicks have never really sure.
Well, that's another reason why this
Yeah, I watched the Impulsive today on the treadmill.
It was good.
That's how I got through my cardio.
I'm gonna
it was pretty good. Pretty good episode.
But one of the reasons why I like this backstage promo is because you got none of this Joker laughing Seth Rollins gimmick shit.
Yeah,
it was just straight Seth Rollins, and we haven't seen just regular Seth Rollins in a long, long time. you know, where every sentence he's laughing at the end. No, this was serious.
Yeah, it's annoying. I guess I will have to check it out because that's what I find about the dude. I'm like, I don't like this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's not likable. He seems very like he's annoying. He laughs. I think like a couple weeks ago when the crowd was singing over Finn Balor, I was like, yo, shut up. Like this isn't funny. This isn't cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. And then even like back when he was babyface and stuff, like long time ago, 4 or 5 years ago, I thought that sucked when he was beating Brock and shit.
Yeah.
Doing the impression of Paul Heyman. That sucked. And then I thought the Architect kind of sucked. I wasn't a fan of that dude at all. I thought the Messiah was sweet though. I liked that. That was awesome. Yeah, that's my favorite Seth Rollins run.
He's had so many different gimmicks over the years. Wow.
No, the Messiah with the eyeball, that was cool.
with the Rey Mysterio's eye.
Yeah, but no, I mean, go ahead.
Bradley, I think you're just
I am. No, I am.
Sorry.
I'm a mark for everything but Seth Rollins.
No, I don't know. I liked the only Seth Rollins I didn't like was Babyface.
Oh,
Becky
that guy
Seth Rollins when
that
he
was
awful champion. That's the only one that was like Becky and Seth and whoever it was.
Remember,
like
this is an episode we should watch for our review. Is that episode where it's what is it? It's Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins against Mike and Maria Kanellis. Do you guys remember that?
Sounds vaguely familiar.
And she it's like the first episode that like because there was a weird time during that summer where Paul Heyman was in charge of Raw, like writing, and then Bischoff was in charge of SmackDown, and it's like all of a sudden randomly like it picked up for like a few weeks. It was like, whoa, this is pretty cool. So this was one of Paul Heyman's attempts to be like edgy, and it was those two in a match, and you know they're jobbers. So Kanellis was getting his ass whooped, and and Seth Rollins tags in Becky Lynch, and Maria drops down from the apron and yells that she's pregnant, and she can't.
I
remember then
that.
It was the storyline where it wasn't his kid.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, wasn't it Rusev's kid?
Mike Kanellis, man.
I think it was Rusev's kid, and then it was never mentioned again. And then Lana started making out with Bobby Lashley, and then that just got dropped.
And then Liv Morgan was a lesbian for an episode of Raw.
That was crazy. That was. I forgot about that. That was wild. Wow. Yeah, that sucked.
Yeah, I remember like Maria Kanellis was like chirping Mike Kanellis hard about like how he
wasn't a man. He lost to your boy. He lost to Zack Ryder in like 10 seconds.
That era of Rusev though was really fun.
Dude, that whole summer was so crazy though because you had that story going on. I think that was when fake Eric Rowan was around. That was the same time.
19? I think 19.
19 or 18, and then you had there was other stuff. You had all the 24/7 stuff was just kicking off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, that was crazy.
No,
the Fiend was killing people.
The Fiend was killing people. Had not yet killed John Cena, but that was
no, he had not.
Beautiful thing.
What a crazy time of wrestling. That was wild,
right?
Man. Wow.
Nothing really else happened on Raw. You had Big Bronson Reed versus Shinsuke, and Tommaso Ciampa's involved now, and Shinsuke is he turning heel? Who gives a shit? Brock Lesnar versus Cody Rhodes is not doing anything for me. I'm over.
Cody Rhodes cried again.
Good.
He cried.
Good. I'm telling you, I don't know what it.
That's Tammy's favorite, man. You can't be booing Cody Rhodes.
I think the crowd is going to end up turning on Cody. I really do. I don't something about it.
The story.
I think that's exactly why. I think that's why the crowd is going to. If he wins the Rumble again, I'm not for that. I'm not for it. Not for it.
I think it'd be awesome. I love Cody Rhodes. I think that's
still a fan.
I think he's all right. It's just like I don't.
I just love his promos. Like he's so captivating to me. I don't know what it is. He's so unironically funny. It's like he's like Chris Jericho. Like he believes all his own bullshit. Oh, now it's just me. And then he believes all of his own bullshit. But like he does it differently. Like I don't know. It's so crazy. Like he's just so funny to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Luke's gone.
I agree.
Yeah.
We lost Luke.
Luke's gone. He full muted himself.
Yeah. Well, I guess he said that.
Are we doing a draft or are we not?
I think that's our leadway.
We'll ask him.
I guess not. I think we'll wait for.
Are we
for
doing
Mr.
a draft,
T to
Luke?
do a draft.
We'll wait for
Mr. T next week.
Let's do a quick draft. Let's do a practice run.
We'll wait for.
All right.
I don't.
Yeah, sure. We could let's just do 2 picks then. Let's do 2 picks.
Okay.
Yeah.
2 picks each, and
So
yep, all right,
we're gonna do a 2-pick. You get to vote and decide who has the best 2 picks.
Yeah.
Best
DM one of us, probably.
best WWE pay-per-views of all time.
Just are we doing WWE or just ever, like best pay-per-views period?
I mean, I'm only gonna choose from WWE. I've never seen another pay-per-view.
Right. That's fair.
So
okay.
Yeah, we'll do that.
UFC 222. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. I was talking like AEW or WCW or something like that.
So Jake, you wanna have first pick?
Sure. I'm gonna go for a wild card. It's one of my favorite pay-per-views of all time.
Mhm.
Armageddon 2006.
Okay.
Tommy would agree with me. It's got Kane and MVP in an Inferno match. It's got Mr. Kennedy and Undertaker in a last ride match, and it's got the that one ladder match where Joey Mercury blew up his face.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's got Gregory House versus Jimmy Wang Gang. Do I need to say more? That's my first pick.
That's a solid one.
Yeah.
That is a solid one.
Luke, what you got?
All right.
Yeah,
you got it. You got it.
Shet's got it. Shet's got it.
You go. Okay. I got one cooking for nostalgia factor and.
If you say Capital Punishment, I'm leaving.
Moment. I'm going. No. It's not. I've already milked Capital Punishment enough. I've rolled that till the wheels fall off. I'm going Mania 31. I loved it. Heist of the Century, and also I watched it in Hawaii, which was pretty cool. I was like on a beach in Hawaii, and I was like, I can't do anything for the next 3 hours. I'm watching WrestleMania. It was like 9:00 in the morning. We were on a beach, and I just was watching Daniel Bryan win the IC title and Heist of the Century. Yeah. It was cool. And Rollins, I was a big Rollins guy, even though he was my first heel that I knew was heel, but I still liked him type of deal. So yeah, it was solid for me. So I'll go Mania 31.
I think I blew my first pick here. I think Armageddon 2006 probably would have still been on the board by the next time I picked.
I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go for a more recent one. I'm gonna go Royal Rumble 2020.
Damn.
I'm gonna go Royal Rumble. Were you thinking about that possibly?
It crossed my mind because it's just the match is so good.
The match was amazing. Drew McIntyre, kicking Brock Lesnar out, and then that foreshadows their feud, which unfortunately didn't have a crowd. You have one of the greatest, if not the greatest, return of all time with Edge coming back. I predicted that. I didn't predict it. I saw on dirt sheets that he may or may not be coming back, so that was one of my predictions that he was going to come back, and then it actually fucking happened, which was unbelievable.
That's awesome.
You had The Fiend versus Daniel Bryan for a championship match. Becky Lynch, Asuka, I remember. I don't remember who won the Women's Rumble that year, actually. No,
Charlotte.
Was it Charlotte?
I could beat Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler should have won that.
Was that?
She didn't.
That was the year that Shayna, she beat everybody in the Elimination Chamber, right?
Yeah, and she bit Becky Lynch's neck.
And then she lost at Mania, which was really lame. I really enjoyed that pay-per-view. That was an awesome one.
It was sweet.
Freshman year of college too, so everything was new. It was awesome. Great time.
Nice. Yeah, and then the world changed in 2 months.
And then the world changed, exactly.
Yeah. All right, so I'll do it. Probably should have been my number one pick, but I'll do this for the second pick. I'll go WrestleMania 30.
Oh, okay.
Daniel Bryan. Unironically, one of my favorite matches of all time is that Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I love
Cesaro.
that match so much. With Cesaro winning it, it's so good. You had the opener was pretty solid. You had Bray Wyatt and John Cena, which kind of sucked, but
did that open the show?
No, the opener was Dana Bryan and Triple H.
Oh, okay.
And then you had the streak getting broken, which was crazy. I watched it at one of my friends' houses, and it was wild. It was kind of crazy. I mean, his family was more into it than my family was, but it was cool. It was a good show, and I've gone back and watched it. I remember when pandemic first started, they did a lot of we're gonna put stuff I think they played it on ESPN.
Really?
They're just like, hey, we've got WrestleMania 30 live on ESPN, and I did that, and it was great, and it was such a good show. I think the only one that they didn't show was the AJ Lee match, which I don't remember who was in that match, but it might have been AJ Lee and Paige or something. It was good. Great show.
Oh, yeah.
Shetler?
Yeah, I'll go I'm not looking to win this one. I'm just thinking of like pay-per-views. I'm just thinking like pay-per-views I enjoyed. Too. So we'll backtrack 3 years from my last one because I think this was the WrestleMania I was the most hyped for. It's when you bought the pay-per-views on cable, like you actually. And
do I hear voices in the air?
I literally stared at the countdown until
hearing them loud and clear.
I don't know. Yeah. So from an hour countdown, it was literally just the DVR counting down until the pay-per-view started, and I watched like right next to the TV. I was so excited.
Yeah.
I was WrestleMania 28.
Once in a lifetime.
Very, very excited. It's just the theme song, the voices in the air. Was that written in the stars too?
I think Flow Rider had a song in that one too. I think
that was 27. Yeah, but anyway,
Wild Ones.
27-28 is 27-28 with me. Like those were both like nostalgia special. Like holy shit. So yeah, I think Mania 28 was Cena, and then it kicked off with Luke leaving. That was a good moment. No, you can't. But no. I think it kicked off. Was that Sheamus and D-Bry when Sheamus won right away? I think that was But the whole thing was solid. What was the Taker match? Was it Taker Triple H Hell in a Cell in 28, or was that 27? No, that was 28. I think
so.
With special guest HBK, that was a banger. Mm. Yeah, it just had a bunch of.
We watched the build to that, which you could find out about next week.
Oh yeah,
we watched the build.
So yeah, Mania 28. Mania 28, lock it in. Aaron's going to think my picks are the best.
Yeah.
That's my prediction. All right.
So Luke left us there, and he's still not here because his recording is not working. He's been having issues with our little technology. That's what happens when our father, Tommy Tollerino, is not here to run the Riverside account. We don't know what we're doing.
Yep.
But hopefully that doesn't mess up this podcast. If it does, you won't ever hear this. But he picked WrestleMania 38. So Shetler, we'll say our goodbyes on behalf of Mr. Luke Rosenthal. Next week,
Absolutely.
Big old podcast. We've been teasing it for like a month and a half. The four of us will be back in the same room. Hopefully, we'll have a nice. We'll talk about some old Raws. Maybe we'll even do. We'll get Tommy involved some way. But we'll have a good time all next week. But thank you for watching once again. You got any feedback? Make sure to email us at offthetop@gmail.com. The link's in the description below. And that'll do it.